Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The Outer Worlds. My name is Camel, and today I'll be showing you how to acquire the unique shock cannon known as Montag. It's fairly easy to acquire and might just come in use for the coming missions, and if not, you still need to collect it for your hoard of unique items anyway. Now, along with the acquisition, we'll also be taking a look at the stats. A timestamp for the overview can be found down in the description, along with my other Outer Worlds videos. They can be browsed in the playlist. And my social media links are also found down there. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram after this video. So the first thing we'll need to do is be on our ship, the Unreliable, and come to the navigation terminal. From here, we want to fly to the ground breaker. Once we land, we'll be inside the hangar, and we'll need to make our way over to customs. But before we get to the counter though, we'll see there is a billboard with a wanted poster on it. Wanted dead or alive, Mac Red. Wanted Gunmar McRed. Wanted dead or alive, Captain Gunmar McRed. A lot of the same information over and over. Anyway, for several counts of public intoxication, destruction of groundbreaker property, unpaid docking fees, and resisting arrest. Contact Commandant Sanita if you have any information concerning McRed's whereabouts. Failure to report a tip may result in imprisonment and a fine. Proof of kill required to collect reward. Okay, so we're definitely doing that bounty, so now we'll need to head through customs, and if it's your first time on the groundbreaker, you'll need to speak to the customs bloke behind the counter. Once that's done, the gate on the side will be open. We need to walk through here, and to the left we have the security counter. Hi.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
I'm interested in that McRed bounty. Where can I find him?
Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
I'll take the posting.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head. Or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
See you, mate. Be right back. So now in our journal, under the side quest tab, we'll see we have the quest called Who Goes There. Make this your active quest as to gain quest markers for this particular mission. From here, we want to head through the blast doors and deeper into the groundbreaker. We want to go all the way through the promenade to the back of the ship, where we can find this elevator that leads down into the groundbreaker back bays. Take the elevator down. Now, as soon as we load in, McRed and his goons will be in front of us. They are just far enough away that we can mount a sneak attack, but collectively they shouldn't prove much of an issue. Once they've been dealt with, find Gunmar McRed's corpse, and on which we can find the unique shock cannon Montag, the very one we came here for. Of course, grab it and hand in the quest and blah blah, but for now, we have our unique. Now in our inventory, we can see Montag is a T&L weapon. Its flavor text reads, "Finally, a lock-on flamethrower," and it burns at almost 506 Kelvin. Now this piece of text is a reference to Ray Bradbury's book Fahrenheit 451, as 506 Kelvin is an equivalent temperature value to 451 Fahrenheit. Now this book name can be found being referenced in many video games, as the book itself is named after the temperature at which paper ignites. The contents and concepts of the book explore extreme censorship, so as a kind of up you to something that represents censorship, video game developers reference Fahrenheit 451 in many interesting ways within games, intentionally and ironically in the fact that doing so celebrates creativity rather than censorship. We saw an example of this in the Dishonored Easter egg video, and of course right here in the Outer Worlds, and a third one coming in a few seconds, as alternatively, and much less likely, Kelvin 506 is a mech in Blizzard Entertainment's Overwatch, which was used in the gladiatorial mech battles of Junkertown. But even then, the name Kelvin 506 of this mech is of course referencing the book Fahrenheit 451 in exactly the same way, so it all roots back to that novel anyway. So back to the gun, we can see that Montag has a value of 550, which is 11 times greater than that of the standard shock cannon, which is worth 50. Its information text reads, Montag consumes ammo faster to consume everything faster. Okay, cool. So now we'll compare the stats of Montag with those of the standard variant, the shock cannon. And while the values you see on screen may differ to what you see in your game depending on your character's particular build, the stat differences between the two weapons are relevant to the character and will scale accordingly to yours. Now the first difference we'll notice is that Montag deals plasma damage, whereas the shock cannon shockingly deals shock damage. This totally changes the types of enemies the weapon is useful against. We'll get more into that in a minute. Now the next thing we'll see is that the base damage of Montag is 38, ever so slightly better than the shock cannon's base damage of 34. But where the real difference comes is from the fire rate, as Montag fires 5 rounds per second, which is 25% faster than that of the standard shock cannon, which is 20% slower than Montag. Don't at me about maths. Now this combination of higher base damage and faster fire rate combine to boost the DPS greatly, as Montag has a base DPS or base damage per second of 189, which is superior to the shock cannon's base DPS of 134 by quite a substantial amount, 55 to be exact. Now apart from those, the only other difference I can find is that Montag has a maximum condition of 6000, which is 1000 better than the standard variant's maximum condition of 5000. So not only will Montag deal more damage, it will also last longer. Now as mentioned earlier in the video, different damage types are better used against different enemies. So the shock cannon obviously deals shock damage. This makes it a very good choice to be used against auto mechanicals, aka robots. But Montag has been modded to deal plasma damage, which is super effective against flesh, aka all humans and most fauna, primals, candids, raptidons, etc. Now there are many times more fleshy enemies found in the Outer Worlds than robotic ones, so Montag will be much more useful against much more of the enemies found within the game. Not only that, but it has superior stats, so all round it's the weapon of choice. The only negative being that most of that extra damage it does is coming from the fact that it uses ammunition faster. So you will be chewing through 1 more round per second when compared to the standard shock cannon. But overall, I think it's worth it. And amazingly, if you spell Montag backwards, it makes Gatnom, which is not remotely interesting. So anyway, here it is in action. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Camel, and this has been my guide for the unique shock cannon known as Montag. I do hope this video helped you out, and if it did, you'll be very interested in checking out my other Outer Worlds videos that I've already done. Links to them can be found down in the description, specifically in the playlist. Now down there in the old description, you can also find links to my social media. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you would like to support the channel in a more personal way, you can become a patron on Patreon or a sponsor of the channel right here on YouTube. As I'm sure you know, all of my time and energy goes into making these videos that I create for you to enjoy, so your support is most genuinely appreciated and welcomed in any and all forms. So thank you very much for watching, thank you for supporting the channel, and I will see you very shortly in the next video. I'll see you there soon.